There are times when fishermen come across the spookiest, the freakiest, and the strangest things. From weird crawling creatures and dragons to stargazers, sawfishes, and human-like statues, here are things fishermen captured that no one was supposed to see. A sloth. This video was uploaded on the internet a few months back, and as more people watched it, they were all left in shock. A weird creature emerged from the water and was trying to go to the land to catch a breath. To some, it was a mermaid, and to others, it was some alien-like thing. But what exactly was it? Let us tell you, it was a poor little sloth who got into the water and was just trying to get out of it. A strange creature. Even though this thing was found dead on the beach, that does not make it any less terrifying. At first, everyone thought it was just a huge fish which died in the ocean and was washed up by the waves. However, one closer look and they knew it wasn't any ordinary fish. The bulging, horrifying eyes, the weird, hairy, tentacle-like things, and the reptile-like skin all added up to everyone knowing it wasn't what they were thinking. But then what was it? Well, the mystery remains unsolved. An octopus. This massive octopus was caught on camera on a beach. When the people were recording him, he must have gotten annoyed by their presence and thought it better to just escape. And that through such a tiny hole. I've started to think that these octopuses do not belong to Earth. A stargazer. Known for being the terrifying self in the stargazing eyes, this fish is usually found in the depths of the ocean, buried under the sand, peacefully waiting for the prey to come near them by themselves. However, talk and luck, because this fisherman was just on his daily routine, using his fish net to catch as many fish as he can and return back home. But what he actually caught was something he had never expected. A stargazer was found stuck in his net. Now, isn't this the most unusual thing? What do you guys think? A strange fish. What comes to mind when you first see this clip? If you ask me, it looks more like a monkey than a fish, but how exactly is it possible, right? It was caught in Thailand by some fishermen who were shocked to see it just like all of us. This creature, which appeared to have legs and is struggling to get free and get back in the water, could be a batfish too. Don't forget to let us know if you guys have any idea. Dolphin teasing fish. Dolphins are said to be the smartest species living in the ocean, and we can't agree more. There are a number of examples of how smart and playful these beings can be, and one such is this one. This dolphin was seen teasing a seagull, which can be seen sitting nearby. It literally looks like the dolphin is saying, "Look what I have here," and no, you can't have it. But is it really teasing the bird, or is it trying to catch a bigger meal? Well, the question remains unsolved, as the video just ended without having us know. A mermaid. Apparently, some villagers from Russia caught this weird-looking creature that kind of looked like a shark. The thing was making these really strange squeaky noises, so the fishermen thought it might be an alien or something. They even filmed it with their cell phones to show everyone. The video shows the creature's head, body, and this super long tail. The whole thing weighed almost 100 kilograms. Wild, right? Some of you might agree with us calling this thing a mermaid, while others might say it looks more like an alien than a mermaid. Well, both cases can be true, and both cases can be false. A snapping turtle. There was this guy who was freaking out about his flooded pond and went to check it out. But when he got there, he saw this snapping turtle that was totally stuck and couldn't get out. So being the good guy that he was, he knew he had to help the little dude out. At first, he tried pulling it out with a rope, but that didn't work. So he said screw it and just went for it, pushing and pulling with all his might until finally the turtle was free.
Oh, thank God.
And not only did he save an animal, but he also fixed his pond situation. What a hero. Shark's feeding frenzy. While out in the ocean looking to catch some yellowfin tuna, this fisherman ended up in a pretty terrifying situation: a shark feeding frenzy. Sharks are usually solitary diners, and a feeding frenzy indicates why that might be. It looks like the sharks lose their mind, biting at anything that's in their way in an uncontrollable rage. The boat was surrounded, and it looked like the sea was boiling. Even though he made it out of the situation safely, we said it was not easy at all. Electrofishing. Have you ever heard of electrofishing? It's this crazy, super effective, but also kind of brutal way of fishing. So when the US was dealing with too many silver and bighead carps, they had to use this method to get rid of almost 90% of them. The thing is, electrofishing pretty much leaves no chance for the fish to survive or even try to survive. That's probably why it's banned in a bunch of countries. Like, I get why they had to do it. Damn, that's some intense stuff. An alien. This video was uploaded on YouTube about 11 months ago and was recorded by a man who was walking along the beach as his usual routine when he came across this strange sight. A lifeless body of a creature which looks out of this world lies right there in front of his eyes. He didn't know what this being was, so he thought it better to record and share it with the world. And, well, social media users ran wild with guesses on what the creature could have been. Some thought it was an alien. Others thought it was just a dog whose body somehow got deformed. Still no logical explanation till this day. Weird carcass. Now you won't believe what washed up on Pukehina Beach in the Bay of Plenty in 2013. It was this super weird marine creature that no one could identify. Like, seriously, what the heck was it? It had this massive head and crazy teeth, plus the little flippers that look like they're barely functional. From the looks of it, it was about 9 meters long, but the lower part of the body was all messed up. Maybe from some kind of attack? The whole thing is kind of mysterious and creepy if you ask me. I wonder what other secrets the ocean is hiding. A wriggling thing. In Australia, a man came across this weird creature hiding under the sand on a beach. The creature wasn't completely hidden, so we can tell that there is something. However, due to being covered, it's hard to tell what exactly it is. Being curious, the man tried throwing a stone nearby just to see if the creature responded, but it remained just as oblivious as it was.
Oh, it looks like little poop. Ew.
What was it? Neither we nor the man knows. Human-like fish. In China, a fisherman recently caught a fish that looks like it has a freaking human face. And I'm not kidding, this thing is totally real. Some folks are saying it's just a regular carp with a weird mutation that makes it look like a person, but others are wondering if it could be an entirely new species altogether. So what's your take on it? Could it really just be a carp, or is this something way more mind-blowing? A moose walking on water. Now, if you think you've seen everything on this planet, you are wrong, because this moose is going to show you otherwise. It was recorded by a fisherman on his boat when it was walking oh so casually on the surface of the water. And no, don't ask us if we know how the moose was doing that. Well, sorry to disappoint, but we don't know it either. But what we know is that the moose did a very cool run until it realized it wasn't on the land and eventually fell into the water. Lantern shark. Dude, you won't believe what these fishermen caught on their boat. It's this super freaky creature with a crazy long body and a glow that looks like something out of a horror movie. Turns out it's called a lantern shark, and it's a really rare species that lives way down in the deep parts of the ocean. This little guy's special though. It's got skin that actually lights up like a dang lantern. Plus, get this, it's one of the smallest sharks around, with some only growing to be about 21 inches long. How wild is that? World's largest stingray. These fishermen in a tiny beach town caught a massive stingray. They were super careful as they hauled the beast onto the shore and were totally amazed as they measured and weighed it. But here's the best part. Even though they were stoked about their catch, they didn't want to hurt the stingray or mess up its vibe, So they let it go and sent it back out to the big blue.
Good luck. That was a huge fish. Nice guy.
This whole thing seriously gives me the warm fuzzies. It just goes to show that we gotta respect and take care of all the cool creatures that call the ocean home. These guys are the real deal. A sawfish. A giant sawfish is one of the most unique and peculiar creatures in the ocean. It looks like a cross between a shark and a ray and is sometimes called the carpenter fish. If you've ever seen one, you might be curious about its saw-like snout and how it's used. They're usually very hard to catch or even see, but these men ended up coming across one washed ashore, and they even helped the fish with their bare hands. This might be one of the most heartwarming clips you might come across. Colossal squid. A group of experienced fishermen had a once-in-a-lifetime encounter in the deep sea when they stumbled upon a colossal squid, the largest of its kind. They were lucky enough to make a rare catch and bring the creature up alive. The tension was palpable as they cautiously pulled it towards the surface, fully aware of the importance of keeping it submerged. The crew's focus was on keeping the colossal squid alive and well, captured on camera in all its magnificence as it pulsated with life. Keeping this giant of the sea alive was a challenge, but the stakes were high and the fishermen were determined to succeed. Shark versus alligator. We all know that alligators and sharks are two of the gnarliest creatures on the planet. I mean, they're basically death machines, right? But have you ever thought about what would happen if these two wild animals went head-to-head? Well, some tourists in South Carolina found out firsthand when they were trying to feed an alligator and a shark popped up and started messing with the gator. The gator didn't get hurt or anything, but let's just say it was definitely freaked out.
That's hilarious.
It wasn't exactly a full-blown battle, but it was still pretty insane to watch. An alligator. This man was about to jump into the water when he noticed something weird, and as the camera zooms in, we see a gator with its mouth open, being very still and waiting for its prey to come to it by himself. If you ask me, I am not going in the water ever again. A smart heron. If you ask me, I'd say that these animals are getting a little too smart with their hunting skills. For instance, this heron can be seen so skillfully using the food it has in its mouth as bait to lure the fish in. As soon as the fish comes closer, the bird picks the food back. Now, even though the video ended without us knowing if the bird actually got a fish or no, looking at skills, we can say it definitely must have. A strange creature. This video went viral on the internet last year when some researchers, upon exploring the depths of the ocean, found this and decided to upload it. As we can see, a weirdly long creature was captured lying on the bed of the ocean. It was just the creature's bones left as the camera zooms in. Still, it's a big mystery to what it had been. Some kind of dragon? Or maybe the Loch Ness Monster? Who knows, right? As the researchers tried picking up the part of the creature's body, the bones appeared to be too old as they were damaged upon a slight touch. A close call. Okay, so we all know that sharks are pretty fierce predators, right? They chomp on pretty much anything they can sink their teeth into, including boats. And yeah, I'm not kidding. These guys are so intense that even an inflatable boat isn't safe from their jaws of death. But get this. A group of fishermen were out on the water recently and actually managed to survive a close encounter with a great white shark. Some folks say the shark was just curious and wasn't actually trying to make a meal out of the boat. But still, can you believe these guys were actually out there following sharks around in a rubber boat? That's some serious guts if you ask me. Anyway, thankfully they made it back to shore in one piece. An unidentified catch. These fishermen reeled in an unusual catch. The lighting was poor, but you could see a webbed hand peeping out of their net. It's crazy, but it looked like they had caught a mermaid. The video had me on the edge of my seat as the fishermen tried to figure out what they had caught. You could hear the wonder and fear in their voices. The end of the video was so eerie, and we're still left wondering what that creature could be. It's definitely something out of the ordinary. Hand fishing. To some, it might look like the weirdest way of fishing. But don't be surprised when we say it's one of the most commonly used fishing techniques in many areas of the world. We don't know how they do it and how exactly the fish end up in the dry mud and so exposed for the fishermen to easily catch, but, well, they just do it like that, like this one did. He caught a catfish from the dry mud near the river with his bare hands. Can you believe it? These men are really talented, right? Fishing with birds. These fishermen in China have adopted the smartest way of fishing. First, they get some big birds. Then they tie them with small ropes and let them go swim in the water and catch fish. The birds eat the small fish easily, but the big ones? Well, the big ones get stuck in the beaks, and that's when the fisherman pulls them back into the boat, gets the fish out of the bird's mouth, puts it in a bucket, and let the bird go in the water again to catch more fish. Now, isn't that smart work? A river monster. While walking along the Caloosahatchee River in J.C. Park, Cape Coral, a woman stumbled upon a huge dead fish that had her totally puzzled. This massive fish was just floating there in the water, and she couldn't even figure out what kind it was at first. After snapping a pic and sharing it on Facebook, someone finally solved the mystery. Turns out there was a hook in and unique appearance. A mummy. Researchers have been digging up all sorts of interesting things from the bogs of northern Europe for over 2,000 years. They found tools, weapons, and even human remains. But one find in particular is super spooky. While clearing a trench in a bog, they came across a mummified man from ancient times. His skin was all preserved and leathery from the marsh conditions, but his bones were still there too. They call him the Old Crawling Man, and he's been chilling in that bog for hundreds of years. But no one knows how he got there or how he died. Some experts think he was sacrificed in a ritual, but there's no hard evidence. Who knows what other secrets are lurking in those water bodies, right? A little guy fishing. Now, this little guy was fishing along with his family, and that's when he caught something. Unable to pull the catch out himself, he had to ask for help. And as the fish was brought out, it appeared that the little boy had caught a fish exactly of his size. Well, talk about how lucky some people can be. A grouper. Grouper fish are no joke. They're some of the biggest and baddest creatures in the sea. Don't think for a second that just because a fisherman caught one and tied it up, it's any less dangerous. Check out this clip where a sneaky grouper saw an opportunity and went for it. It's pretty wild, right? A giant snake. Check out this crazy video from southwestern Brazil where a group of fishermen decided to mess with a massive anaconda in the Santa Maria River. These guys poked the snake with their wooden poles, causing it a lot of distress. The anaconda had just eaten a huge meal, so it was sluggish and vulnerable. Despite the obvious danger, one brave dude grabbed the snake by the tail and towed it back into the river, not once, but twice. The Brazilian authorities weren't too happy about it and fined the group $600 each. It's a good reminder not to mess with protected wildlife, folks. Thousands of alligators. Check out this surreal world where hundreds of crocodiles reign over the river. Imagine being chased by these fierce predators in an eerie waterway. It's like a nightmare come to life. But get this. In a shocking turn of events, the crocs clear the way for a boat. The man who captured this incredible footage was left speechless. The subscribers pit. This image was taken from an art exhibit in France that showcases the mysterious inhabitants of the Gulf of Morbihan. If you think these are some real people, then you're wrong. Instead, they're sculptures that explore our relationship with nature. Over time, the eerie figures have adapted to their surroundings, changing colors and textures. It's a fascinating display that changes each time you visit. If you stumbled upon these swamp people without knowing what they were, you might be a little spooked. But trust us, this art exhibit is truly something special and a unique way to experience the beauty of nature. Manatees. You know when you're in a river and you see a big splash but you have no idea what caused it? That's exactly what happened to this couple. The man was dipping a bucket into the river when he threw the water back in and bam! Huge splashes erupted from the water. His wife was quick to capture the whole thing on video. Some people think it might be manatees, but no one knows for sure. Either way, I don't think I'd want to take my chances swimming in that river.
Too close.
Look at him, dude.
The rake. Some friends decided to record the woods with their drone, and they ended up recording something they never thought they would. As they got near an old haunted type place, they saw a weird creature sitting in the dark.
No, okay, let me get, whoa. That, bro, he's eating something.
It did look disturbed by the drone, so as the drone came near, the creature moved away. The friends were so intrigued that they did not realize when the creature actually came just behind their car and eventually was on top of their car. They got scared.
God, like, whoa, what the hell, dude?
And that's when it just vanished. None of the friends knew where it went. But aren't we just glad that it's gone? Floating with sharks. We humans always have the urge to do some courageous things. And well, we can't say that this woman just took courage to another level when she was captured by a drone camera floating above the water while lots and lots of sharks swim beneath her. I don't understand how exactly she was so calm about it. Did she not know? Or are all those sharks her friends? The uncontacted people. In 2016, Jose Carlos Morales was on an expedition in the Amazon forest when he spotted a tribe that's never been contacted before. Crazy, right? From above, he saw these peeps covered in bright red body paint, maybe from some crushed seeds or something. Morales said that these are Indian tribes that ran away from other parts of the continent and started living in the Amazon forest near Brazil. It's wild to think that there are still tribes out there that have never been in contact with the outside world. A hammerhead shark. This curious hammerhead shark was recorded by a drone swimming stealthily beneath the swimmers, unaware of its presence. It went near one, made a few rounds, and then went near the other one and did the same thing. Maybe the humans being oblivious made it possible for the shark to remain calm and not attack? Or maybe it was just looking to make some friends. Bigfoot. A man in Mexico happened to catch sight of a huge creature walking up on the mountains. For those who are thinking that it can be fake, well, just know that it's not. Considering the size of the buildings, the mountains, and then the creature, it was definitely a Bigfoot wandering along the hills, going God knows where. Shark feeding frenzy. Ever wonder how sharks snack lazily when they do not want to go fight or hunt? Well, this is how they do it.
God.
When a storm pushed a massive school of 500 fish on one side, the sharks knew that it was going to be their lucky day. But beware, sharks having a lot of food does not mean they're not going to fight, because they will. But only if it comes to that, of course. A monster on the road. This footage was recorded somewhere in the United Kingdom, and we can see a strange being hopping through the road. Months before the video was uploaded, people in the area were saying that they'd seen a weird creature, but no one believed them until they saw it with their own eyes. And if you're wondering what that thing was, we don't know. Teleportation. This video was recorded by a drone in the United States, and it claims to have filmed a man teleporting. At first, we see him just walking by the roadside, and then he suddenly vanishes into thin air. Where exactly did he go? How did he manage to do that? So many questions were asked, but alas, no more information could be dug up. A troll. It all started when this brave guy decided to venture into a dark cave, and boy did he capture something jaw-dropping. He filmed this massive troll emerging from the depths of the cave, and it's pretty intense. Sadly, the video cuts off, so we don't know what happened next. But dang, I don't think I'd be brave enough to go looking for that troll. A stranded climber. Drones have allowed us to witness some incredible things. Take this stranded climber, for example. The video you're about to see shows an Indian man named Babu stuck on a cliff for 2 whole days without food or water. Babu was out on a hike with some friends when he slipped and got trapped. Despite their efforts to save him, it wasn't until the Indian Army stepped in that Babu was finally rescued. Thankfully, the whole ordeal was caught on camera thanks to the Army's drone. Man sunbathing. This man was recorded by a drone sitting high up on a wind turbine. He was just relaxing there like it was no big deal to be sitting at such a height and in such a dangerous place. According to the owner of the clip, the wind turbine was about 200 feet high. God knows what exactly he was thinking going up there. Maybe it's his daily routine. A strange creature. If you think it's only us humans and animals who inhabit the planet, you think wrong. Because hidden from our eyes lurks creatures which we cannot even explain. For instance, this one creature which was spotted somewhere during a huge storm. Among the sky full of clouds, we can see this huge thing roaming the earth. People have even named it the creature of the end time. A clown. When a guy was out testing his brand new drone and seeing how it works, he captured this weird clown in the middle of a vast field. And things got hella creepy when the clown spots the drone and starts running towards the woods as fast as he can. What was he doing there? Was it just a fake or something more mysterious? We'll never know. Loch Ness Monster. Now this one was recorded a couple of years back, and since then it's gotten millions of views. It claims to have recorded the famous Loch Ness Monster. However, upon our research, we came to know that what we see in this video isn't a monster, or a seal, or a manatee. Instead, it's something more mysterious, and a species yet to be discovered since it was only sighted once. Rain of worms. It's not always just rain that comes pouring down from those mighty clouds. Sometimes nature decides to switch things up a bit, and that's when things can get a little weird. For instance, in China, after a particularly bad storm, hundreds of small worms suddenly appeared all over the streets, covering everything in sight, including people's cars. It was definitely a shock for the locals, and it just goes to show how sometimes nature can be angry too. A close call. This big guy was spotted swimming at Forster Beach. As much as he wanted to just swim by the humans unnoticed, it failed in its flawless plan. One of the humans saw the shark and freaked out, splashing and swimming in the water trying to get away from it. And the poor shark had to go back. We're just glad that the whole drama was caught by a drone. A witch. Let's say you're driving home from a party, blasting your tunes and enjoying the ride, but then out of nowhere, you see this old lady on the side of the highway. She's staring right at you, and as soon as you hit the brakes, she starts coming towards you. You try to reverse, but she's coming even faster, and now she's running at you like a zombie in a horror movie. I mean, come on, how wouldn't you freak out? But who is this old lady in white just standing in the middle of nowhere? Isn't it like something straight out of a nightmare? What do you guys think? A drone herder. We all must have heard at least once in our life to work smart and not hard. Well, this farmer just took it too seriously that he started using a drone to herd his sheep. All he has to do is fly the drone around them, and the sheep will go the direction the drone is directing them to. And the shepherd? Well, he just sits there enjoying his coffee and watching his sheep through the camera. Crooked forest. Well, to be honest, the thought of forest can be scary for some people, especially when you add crooked and oddly shaped pine trees that look like they belong in a black magic ritual. It's definitely not my cup of tea, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone who's faint of heart. But if you're feeling adventurous and want to explore the dark side of the woods, there's a forest in Poland where you can find 400 witch-like trees. So if that's your kind of thing, now you know where to find them. A curious cow. Now this fluffy guy saw a drone coming near it, and unlike most animals, the cow did not appear to be afraid or disturbed by it. Instead, it came near it, curiously looking towards the drone, giving it the cutest look possible. And even when the drone moved a little far away, the cow made sure to follow it. Maybe this cow has a crush on the flying machine. Who knows? Bear chasing man. This man in Russia happened to annoy a bear. And well, the bear started following him. The man thought he could easily escape the bear if he climbed up the tree, and this would make the bear give up following him and leave. However, this was not the case. Seeing the man climb the tree, the bear started doing the same. And as the whole thing was getting so intense, the man recording the whole thing decided to move the camera towards a bunny. Like, dude, let us see what happened. A bad dad. Okay, so we don't know if these kids were just being bratty and driving their dad crazy, or if the dad was just trying to have a little fun with his drones. Either way, what went down is definitely not something you want to try at home. Basically, the dad tried to lift one of the kids up with a drone and fly him over the fence. But things didn't quite go as planned, and the poor kid ended up taking a tumble. And not only did the boy get hurt, but the drone got messed up too. Moral of the story? Leave the drone flying to the professionals, Dad. A Chinese spy balloon. Guess what happened on February 3rd, 2023? People in the United States spotted a mysterious white balloon floating in the sky. And you won't believe what they thought it could be. A sneaky Chinese spy balloon. But here's the catch. Shooting it down could be super risky. Who knows if that balloon is carrying some super dangerous new virus or bacteria cooked up in China? Yikes. The good news is that maybe we can snag it while it's out at sea and bring it down in a safe way to investigate. We gotta be super careful before opening it up though. Safety first, people. Drone versus locusts. In 2020, India had to deal with a massive locust invasion. I mean, can you imagine fighting off billions of flying bugs? The Indian authorities came up with a genius plan to tackle the situation. They sent out their top-notch drones to do the job. These bad boys sprayed insecticide all over the swarm and even used their rotor blades to take down some of those pesky locusts. Pretty epic, huh? Cannock Chase Ghost. Cannock Chase is said to be the spookiest town in the UK, with loads of creepy stuff happening there. But people were still skeptical until a viral video surfaced recently. It showed a girl in a white dress standing in the forest, and it turned out she was a black-eyed girl in a school uniform. The footage was captured by drone and it spread like wildfire online, freaking out millions of people, especially those living nearby. This video might finally prove once and for all that the Cannock Chase is a hot spot for all things supernatural. Slender Man. You won't believe what these two buddies stumbled upon in the woods while playing around with their new drone. They caught something so freaky on camera that it sent chills down their spines. They spotted this strange figure aimlessly walking through the woods in broad daylight. And guess what? As soon as they uploaded the video online, everyone went nuts because they recognized it as the infamous Slender Man. It's like he was just wandering around, totally bored out of his mind. The guys even tried to approach him, but they were too scared to get too close. Can you even blame them? I wouldn't want to mess with that creepy dude either. A UFO. This mysterious object showed up in the San Diego skies the other day. It was a massive glowing thing that had everybody thinking it was a UFO. People from all over recorded it from different angles, and everyone's got their own theories about what it could be. So what's your take on this? Any guesses on what that thing really was up there? Weird creature. You won't believe what happened to these friends when they were hiking in the woods with their drone. Out of nowhere, this crazy creature crawled out of the trees and into view. They posted the clip on social media and people are freaking out. Some folks are saying it's a skinwalker, while others think it's a mutated wild animal. I have no idea what to think, but I want to know what you guys think. Drop a comment and let's get to the bottom of this thing. Ice discs. Have you seen this incredible video of a spinning ice disc in the Presumscot River, Westbrook, Maine? It's like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. This mind-blowing ice disc forms every year in the freezing cold temperatures of Maine. You can spot these spinning discs on the outer bend of the river where the water's moving faster and the force of the water creates a circular motion. A chunk of ice breaks off and starts spinning around, forming a perfect circle. It's no wonder this natural wonder has been catching the eyes of people from all over the world. It's just too cool to miss. Shade balls. Now let's check out this crazy cool thing the California authorities did to combat drought and prevent unwanted chemical reactions in drinking water. They dumped a whopping 96 million black balls, aka shade balls or bird balls, into the Los Angeles water supply. Now you might be thinking, why would they do that? Well, it's actually pretty genius. By blocking out the sun, the balls keep the water from heating up, which in turn reduces the evaporation process and helps save more water each year. And man, when you see the water reservoir from above, it's totally mesmerizing. Strange behavior. This thermal drone captured a pretty weird sight. As soon as it got near the animals, they started running away from it. And yes, I know that they must have gotten disturbed by the sound of the drone. The weird part here is that they're forming waves when running away. Isn't that a little weird behavior? Don't you guys think? African tree lions. This amazing drone footage from June 2020 by researcher Alexander Bruskowski shows lions chilling up in trees just like leopards. The dude spent a whole year monitoring and filming these epic cats in the Queen Elizabeth Conservation Area in Uganda. According to Bruskowski, these lions have picked up a new habit of climbing trees to keep an eye out for food. Smart move, considering they have to travel far to find their next meal. Oh, and get this, the lions have unique whisker patterns that make it easy to tell them apart. Who knew lions could be such tree huggers? Fog monster. Fog can be a total bummer. Not only does it mess up our visibility and increase the chances of accidents, but it can also be the perfect hideout for all sorts of creepy crawlies. Speaking of creepy, have you guys seen the footage captured by a French resident in June 2020? The video shows this bizarre-looking object hovering in the sky like a giant centipede. And it almost looks like it's disappearing into the thick fog. The craziest part is that the video was taken from a spot where the fog wasn't as intense, so you can clearly see this thing lurking around. So what do you think about it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The floating village. In Thailand, a small community of about 400 families have been living their lives floating on water. And no, they don't live on boats. Instead, the whole village is built on stilts. They even have a school, a small hospital, and restaurants floating above the surface. And well, this drone has captured the best views of the small town. Also, due to this place being very unique, it gains lots of visitors all the time, even from other parts of the world, to see just how these people live their lives. A frozen town. A drone captured footage of a totally charming snow-covered ghost town in Semet-Nazatsky, Russia. It's crazy. The place was totally abandoned due to high unemployment and everyone leaving the area. People even left their houses and cars outside to gather snow. But here's the thing. The snow adds a layer of mystery to the town and makes it even more beautiful. You can't help but stare at it. Just picture yourself walking through this frozen ghost town. Dead silent, with snow crunching under your feet. So eerie, yet so awesome, right? Presidents' heads. As eerie as it may look, no, this is not a set for a horror movie. Standing in rows in a field in Croker, Virginia, the 18 to 20-foot ghostly effigies of past U.S. presidents were part of a huge project someday. However, the lack of visitors, which was of course due to the poor location of the park, was closed, and for now these huge, massive heads of almost all the presidents have found a home in some faraway farm where they're left to become a part of long-forgotten history. The subscriber's pick. This image is of a mythological character called the Ninjin, and they're said to be the most ferocious residents of Antarctica and other colder regions. Even though Ninjins only belong to folklore and myths, there have been many times that people have claimed they've seen them. Still, nothing can be said for sure. You guys let us know your thoughts. Sea bunnies. And let's show you these adorable cute little bunnies now. These little creatures moving along the ocean floor with their fuzzy little ears and tails that resemble bunny features are called sea bunnies. They're found in various locations around the world and come in different colors. But if you're thinking about making one a pet, well, too bad. You can't. As they live for only a few months, it's not good for them to be kept in aquariums.
Dangerous here. Oh, you get back.
Monster in the woods. Some friends were having the time of their lives camping in the woods, having snacks and bonfire and movie night. But then one of the friends went somewhere and minutes passed, but she did not come back. While they were all worried, they had to go check on her. And as they ventured deep into the woods searching for the friend, at first they hear her scream. And then a strange creature comes into view. a spider-like being crawling terrifyingly towards them. What was that? Well, nobody knows. Mysterious being. These two guys were out in the woods late at night. They thought it was a good idea to have some fireworks where no one will get disturbed. However, what they did not know is that someone will get disturbed, and it won't be good for them. As they were doing their thing, shrieks could be heard, and then they decided to go investigate it. And that's when we see the weirdest being possible shrieking and following the men.
Is it still there?
Go! No! Run! Run!
They did make it out alive, but that was one hell of a close call. An alien. Who recorded this video? Who uploaded it on the internet? What exactly was this alien doing? Well, these are some of the questions which remain unanswered, and we're only left with this eerie clip, which looks like it belongs to some kind of secret alien interrogation thing. And if you ask me, I'd say from the view of it, the video looks as legit as anything can be. But do let us know what you guys think. A scary-looking thing. About this video, everyone has their own opinions. Some say it's just a gorilla, while others say it's a weird crawling creature, and to some it also looks like a spider. However, no matter what the being is, the way it slowly moves towards the camera, freaking out the man recording it,
What the fuck is that? Okay.
looks like something straight out of a horror movie. A terrifying beast. As a man was recording this massive waterfall, he started noticing something weird. As he zoomed in, he saw a mysterious black creature at the very edge of the waterfall. What was it? Definitely not a plant, because the area did not look like it had any plants there. To some, it was an unknown being, while to others it was someone with safety gear sitting at a very dangerous spot. Real or fake? It looked really creepy. A visitor. Imagine you're at home, catching some me time or just enjoying some alone time when you glance over and see an alien's head staring straight at you through the window. I mean, that'd freak anyone out, right? Luckily for us, a guy with a camera in his home caught the whole thing on video. It's easily one of the spookiest and clearest sightings of an alien ever caught on camera. A creepy monster. This massive creature was filmed by a man who went out to do some walk in the woods. When he was on it, he heard voices which sounded very similar to a baby crying. Intrigued, he had to go see where the sound was coming from and came across this. A giant weird thing crying and crawling on the ground. But worry not, because this is just a giant salamander who's known to vocalize barking, whining, hissing, or crying sounds. A strange creature. This trail cam footage might look very normal to you at first, but wait till it starts getting creepier. See that? See how the deer was about to turn into some kind of a monster? Well, it's been edited with some pretty impressive AI software that makes the deer look like they're transforming into demonic creatures. I just wanted to share it to show how advanced our technology has become. Pretty scary, right? A river monster. At first, people watching it thought it was an alligator or something, but then they saw it move in the strangest way possible. It was moving only with the help of its strong tail. Also, its front legs were missing. Was it just an alligator with its front legs missing? Or is it some type of evolving river monster which will wash out the whole human race? What do you guys think? A yak. This man was out mountain biking when this happened. He came across a very, very angry yak. Even though the yak couldn't do much harm, he did try charging at them.
Dangerous here. Oh, you... Get back.
And ask me, and I would say that was one terrifying yak, don't you agree? A creepy thing. This man happened to capture a creepy alien-like creature on camera. He was continuously hearing noises from the back, and he had to go check. And that's how he came across this. Was it an alien, or just something fake? I guess we'll never know. But if it was true, I say we all hide in our homes because who knows what other weirdness is lurking out there. Someone in the window. This man had some previous encounters with the supernatural, thus he wanted camera installed everywhere, even in his bedroom. And one night, when he was sleeping peacefully, he sensed someone was watching him through the window. He got up ASAP and turned the lights on, and that's when we see the ghostly figure in the window. It looked like it was waving, maybe? Seriously, how creepy is that? A siren head. A man in Amsterdam was recording the pretty after sunset sky when he ended up getting one terrifying creature on the camera, a siren head. Yes, you heard it right. This massively huge siren head was seen. However, at first it was just some scary noises and it took a few seconds before the monster came into sight. What do you guys think? Is it fake? Or do siren heads really exist in real life? An alien. This video is captured in an unknown location and shows a mysterious creature hiding behind a tree. As the camera approaches the tree, the creature briefly peers out from between the branches. Many have noted that it looks very much like an alien gray with a giant head, thin body, and large black eyes. Not much information is available about the clip, but it was likely filmed in a wooded area, maybe a forest or park. Could this creature actually be an alien from another world? A mama wolf. Now, this camera was installed in a wolf's den to see and keep track of what the mama wolf and her cubs were up to all the time. And this is how this mama was recording, trying to have some me time without her annoying kids ruining it. She left them out and came back to rest, but no, the kids won't leave her alone. They came back to annoy the hell out of their mother, leaving her angry and frustrated. I guess kids are all the same, no matter if they're humans or animals. A clown. This video was recorded in 2017 by a guy who was cycling in the woods. Now, the purpose behind this guy being there is unknown, but what he managed to capture is something way more interesting. A clown standing straight and emotionless in the middle of the woods. As the guy saw the clown at first, he tried going near him, but after a few seconds thought it was better to just get out of the place. The best decision, I say. Loch Ness Monster. The man who recorded this clip described the creature as looking like a dinosaur. But as it hit the internet, people couldn't help but wonder if it was the famous Loch Ness Monster. However, wildlife expert Ron McGill of Zoo Miami weighed in and suggested that the creature may just be a small whale surfacing. Still, nothing's for sure. There's always a chance that it can be the monster. You do let us know what you think, though. A sleepy deer. Trail cams get footage at times which is not possible if a person with a camera is recording. For instance, where this buck was filmed being a sleepyhead. Even though this is just a few seconds long, according to the owner of the camera, the deer usually comes every day and lay down at the exact same spot to take a short nap. Maybe it's the area that he likes, or maybe it's the camera. I mean, who knows, right? A standoff. In this clip, we see a rare and intense standoff between a coyote and a bobcat captured by a man's trail camera. The footage shows the two animals facing off, with the coyote appearing to be on the defensive as the bobcat advances. Despite their similarities in size, the bobcat wins the standoff and the coyote eventually retreats. Bobcats and coyotes rarely fight because each knows the other is a formidable foe and there's much easier prey out there. The man who captured this footage is lucky to have seen some pretty cool stuff. The trail cam culprit. Ever wonder what the life of those trail cams is like? Being left all alone in the woods all day and night? Well, this video will give you just the glimpse as we see an intrigued baboon trying its best to steal the trail cam. But well, the camera was tied pretty well, because even when the baboon tried its best, it just couldn't get what it wanted. An alien hitchhiker. While going about his usual routine, this truck driver caught something super creepy on his dash cam. And if you watch the video at regular speed, you might miss it. But if you slow it down a bit, you'll spot a strange figure standing by the roadside. What the heck was that thing? Some folks are saying it's an extraterrestrial, but others are calling it a hoax. But even if it was staged, it's still enough to give you the heebie-jeebies. Don't you agree? A masked being. So there was this guy living in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of trees behind his house. Every day he kept hearing these freaky noises that he just couldn't explain. So he came up with a plan to get to the bottom of it. He set up a camera in his backyard and another one in the woods. And let me tell you, the footage he got was seriously spooky.
What is that?
My bad, man.
He caught this bizarre creature in his backyard that looked like it was wearing some kind of freaky mask. And in the woods, he caught another creature that was glowing like crazy. It was totally nuts. But even after all that, nobody knows what the heck those things actually were. A Yeti. A strange video filmed on a Canadian mountain has left people scratching their heads. The footage shows a massive creature that left the videographer stunned. The next day, when he returned to film again, the creature was nowhere to be seen. After posting the video, many people had different ideas about what the creature could be, ranging from a Nephilim or Yeti to a secret military experiment. Let us know what you guys think. A monster in the dark. Now, you might find this one a little blurry, but that does not make the creature this man happened to capture any less terrifying. At first, he thought it was a very large buck or something, but things got creepy when it started moving and coming closer. It looked more like a human, but a huge one. A huge black cat. In this video, which went viral, a Mississippi man named David Sluter captured footage of what appeared to be a massive black cat walking through a field. After initially thinking it was a deer or coyote, he realized it was some type of cat and started filming. David was over 100 yards away, but from the cat's tail, he could tell it was massive. Some experts have dismissed the cat as an overgrown house cat, while others believe it's a more dangerous mountain lion. Regardless, everyone is currently on the lookout for the mysterious feline. Weird creature. In January 2013, a man reviewing footage from a trail camera left in the woods for several days made a disturbing discovery. He described the figure captured in the footage as an alien, although others speculate it may be a ghost or an unidentified creature. Initially, the figure appeared to be a distorted bush or an animal, but upon closer inspection, its unnaturally smooth movements and direct stare at the camera indicated that it was something abnormal. The figure resembled a woman, but with disproportionately large, flashing eyes and flowing hair. What do you guys think it was? A vampire deer. This trail cam footage shows a deer peacefully grazing on the ground. But if you think this is just a normal deer and nothing special, then let us tell you that it's no ordinary deer. This is a vampire deer, which are usually found in China and Korea. What's really interesting about them is their teeth, which are huge and tusk-like. They're pretty small, usually weighing between 33 and 65 pounds and standing only 2 to 3 feet tall. They like to hang out near water sources and wetlands and grasslands and are most active during the early morning and late afternoon. Bear steals snacks. This CCTV camera happened to record the cute moments this bear family was having. The kid should have been hungry as the mama bear was trying her best to get food from anywhere, and what she found was this car. We see her getting into the car and the cubs walking here and there. Isn't it strange how mothers can go out of their way just to help their offspring? A unicorn elk. An unusual elk with an antler protruding from its forehead was spotted on a trail cam in Tampico. Yes, just like the unicorns do. According to the owner of the camera, the antler did not appear to be causing harm, but it may hinder the elk's ability to feed. However, the elk does appear to be in good shape. A curious deer. They say the only thing stronger than fear is curiosity. And this little guy here is going to prove it right, because when the hunter was all set looking for some delicious deer to hunt, one of the deer wondered, I should go and check what that human's doing over there. And it came as close to death as anyone can. But good for him, the hunter decided to let him go that day. A mischievous sheep. Have you ever gone fishing and felt like you were completely at one with nature? Well, that's exactly what this fisherman felt. As he was peacefully catching fish by the water, a sheep lurking behind him had other plans. The sheep hit the poor fisherman so hard in the back that he fell straight into the water. And to add insult to injury, the sheep was all ready for round 2. Moral of the story: you never know what kind of trouble might be lurking behind you, even when you're just trying to enjoy a peaceful fishing trip. A brave mother. Did you see the video of the mother wolf and her cubs? It's amazing. After the snowmelt caused a flood, the mother had to move her babies out of the den to keep them from drowning. The footage from a trail cam shows the mother bravely carrying all 7 of her little ones to safety. It's so heartwarming to see how fiercely she protected them, even risking her own life. It just goes to show you that a mother's love knows no bounds. A dancing deer. This trail camera caught a deer just enjoying its day in the forest without a care in the world. It was prancing around almost like it was dancing, and it was a joy to watch. The deer continued to frolic for a few minutes before eventually returning to its herd. We're so lucky that we were able to capture this happy moment on camera. It's pretty amazing to watch these animals enjoying their freedom out in the wild, right? Monkeys. At the beginning of the video, you see a group of them wandering up to a trail camera, and they're clearly very curious. One brave monkey even gets right up in front of the camera to get a closer look. After a little while, they start to play with each other, climbing and jumping around, but then suddenly they all scatter out of view. It turns out they weren't just playing, they were trying to steal the camera. We can see someone's trying to move the camera. These monkeys are definitely up to no good. The glowing jellyfish. Have you seen the latest video from the deep under the sea? It's mind-blowing. It features a species of comb jelly that appears to be glowing with multiple colored lights. The video captures a rainbow light show that's simply mesmerizing. But how is this even possible, you ask? Well, it turns out that the comb jelly uses its cilia, the tiny hair-like structures on its body, to create this magical display. As the cilia move, they scatter light in different directions, creating a stunning display of colors. Elk with a tire. So there was this video from a trail cam that showed an elk wearing a tire like a necklace. Can you believe it? For 2 whole years, this poor guy just went about his business with the tire around his neck. As time passed, his antlers and neck grew bigger, making it impossible for him to remove the tire by himself. Thankfully, the wildlife officials stepped in to help. They gave him some medicine to make him sleep and then tried to take off the tire. But unfortunately, they had to cut off his antlers too. But don't worry, the elk will grow a fresh new pair of antlers soon enough. A genet. Did I just see a tiny cat chilling on the backs of some huge animals? When this video first hit the internet, it was pretty mind-blowing and left everyone wondering how the cat was so chill about it all. Some folks even quipped that the cat must have been crowned the new queen of the animal kingdom. But wait, the experts had their say too. They explained that the cat, which is a genet, was probably just being clever and using the other animals as a lookout for hunting. How cool is that? That little cat definitely knows how to get what it wants. The subscriber's pick. This image shows us a weird, long, whitish creature in the woods. Doesn't it look really scary? Well, if you're thinking this might be real, let us assure you it isn't. The image belongs to a very famous horror artist named Trevor Henderson, and along with this one, he's made a couple of other creatures too, including the famous Siren Head, the cartoon cat, the bridgeworm, the wandering faith, and many more. But who knows? There's always a chance that some of them can be real. Elephants. This incredible trail cam video captured a herd of elephants passing through the jungle. It's such a rare sight to see these majestic animals in their natural habitat, and this footage is truly breathtaking. The elephants appear so mighty as they make their way through the forest, with the females and young ones all together. It's amazing to think that trail cams can capture these kinds of moments in the wild, and this video is a great reminder of the beauty and power of nature.
Man vanished. This Ring camera recorded a man walking on the street at night, but just after a few seconds, he appeared to have vanished in thin air. It was in the middle of the camera's view, so we cannot say that he may have walked to the edge of the view. Now, how did this happen and who exactly was the man? This answer remained unknown, as the woman whose camera recorded it said she had never seen him before. Fish crossing road. A year ago, people in Washington saw this weird phenomena happening. A number of fishes were seen crossing the road. Just like you and me, they were all so shocked to see how these salmon fishes were showing this unusual behavior. However, this scenario is the result of the river flooding. What you're seeing are salmon going from a field that they've been washed into, back across the road to get back into the river to continue their journey. This doesn't happen very often, but when it does, some salmon that get washed out do this to make it back. A flipping spider. What you're seeing right here is a spider which is newly discovered. When the researchers saw it for the first time flip-flopping its way through the desert, they were astonished. At first, it was thought that something might have triggered such behavior. However, later it was observed that this was a new species, and this spider was unlike all the others, and it only does its cartwheeling when trying to get away from a predator. Dog walks on water. We don't know what this dog was thinking, but he sure did surprise all the humans with his supernatural ability to walk on the water. Every single person in the party was just left shaken. It almost seems like something out of the movie The Secret Life of Pets. Do you think it could be based on a true story? Talking raven. Ravens are incredible beings and are considered to be one of the smartest birds. But one quality of theirs makes them more special than anyone else, and that is the way they can imitate human voices.
Hi.
Hi.
Good bird.
For instance, this clip shows a couple recording a raven perched on a stone, then try to make the bird imitate them. But at first, it doesn't seem to care. But then, all of a sudden, the raven starts repeating what they say.
You alright, man? You alright? You alright?
It even says, "I'm alright."
You alright? You alright? You alright? I'm alright.
A poop fest. If you think penguins are just fluffy birds just walking here and there in the coldest regions on the Earth, well, you're wrong, because these penguins are actually having way more fun than any of us. Just that their style of having fun is a little unusual, because what they do love is to poop over one another. Now, I know, it might sound gross and you might go all ew hearing this, but they enjoy it a lot. And who are we to judge, right? Elephant steals food. Humans and animals have been living together for decades, and this year-long relation has led to us understanding each other pretty much. For instance, take the elephant as an example. Years and years after passing the same road, he has come to know that a truck passes the same road every day with lots of sugarcane. So, what did the elephant decide to do? He decided to take a shortcut to get food and steal from the truck whenever he gets the chance to. Ice balls. These tourists were out looking and admiring the natural beauty when one of them discovered this strange thing happening. He found a waterfall where the water was turning into perfectly round ice balls.
Ice balls.
Don't they just look perfect? And if you're thinking of hitting a friend with it, don't play with them or use them as weapons, because they'll hurt. A strong bug. Bugs are often thought of as tiny creatures that anyone can easily squash, aren't they? However, this particular bug defies that stereotype and proves that size doesn't always equate to weakness. Its grip was one of the most powerful I have ever seen, clinging to the machine with an unyielding force that seemed to say, "Go ahead and try to break free." Isn't that truly remarkable? A grateful kangaroo. This kangaroo was stuck and had come to the conclusion that he cannot do anything about his situation and needs the help of humans. That is why he did not resist or punch the men who came to help him. Instead, after getting saved and safely on the land, he stood there, calmly waiting for the humans to shake his hand.
Oh, he's thanking ya.
Such bizarre creatures, not especially friendly, but impossible not to love. A sea lion. So this photographer thought she'd get some cool shots of these seals up close by laying low on the ground. But one of the seals spotted her and decided to check out what's going on. Next thing you know, this huge baby elephant seal is flopping over to investigate. and before she knows it, she's getting squished. Apparently, the seal weighed over 100 kilograms. But the best part is, she and her husband couldn't stop laughing even though she was flattened like a pancake. Meerkats. Have you seen this video where a photographer was trying to capture some pictures of meerkats in their natural habitat? Well, the meerkats were not too happy being ignored, and they decided to check out the photographer instead. They climbed up on his head, back, and even his camera. These moments were called magic moments by the BBC, and we totally get why. Cartwheeling dolphin. This video features a man showing off his cartwheeling skills in front of a dolphin enclosure. At first, one curious dolphin tried to imitate him, but gave up after one attempt. But then another dolphin arrived and was totally into it. She mimicked every single cartwheel the man did, as if she was trying to impress him. I mean, who knew? Maybe the dolphin did get a crush on the man, right?
This is so cool! This is... Oh my god.
Chimp washing cloth. Be it monkeys, chimps, or gorillas, they are all said to be the most intelligent animals on Earth. And they imitate humans almost perfectly. For instance, see this one chimp who was recorded by a camera washing a cloth. Then it cleaned its hands and face with it. The caretakers had no idea where the animal had picked up this habit. According to them, no one ever did anything like that in front of the chimp. But then, where did he learn that? Lion and deer. Take a look at this unlikely pair taking a leisurely walk through the woods. It's a lion and a deer. Can you imagine? This trail cam clip is truly special, considering lions are notorious predators and rulers of the jungle. Yet here we witness a deer fearlessly following a lion, as if they're old chums or something. Who knows what really happens in the animal world? But one thing is certain, this video is guaranteed to brighten your day and put a smile on your face. A caecilian. What you're seeing right here might look like a worm to you, but just look at its fang-type teeth and the whole head. This is not a worm, folks. It is called a caecilian, and these are amphibians. Yup, just like frogs. They just lack arms and legs. But as they lack, their nature made them the only amphibians to have fangs. Fishing cat. Have you ever heard of a fishing cat? No, it's not a cat that likes to go fishing with a rod and reel. These adorable felines are the only ones in the world that specialize in catching fish. While other cats may nibble on a fish occasionally, these guys are pros at it. Found in South Asia, fishing cats are known for their unique hunting style. They dive face first into the water to ambush their prey. Turtle helps turtle. This video shows two turtles hanging out together, when suddenly one of them flips over and can't get back on its feet. But what happens next is truly heartwarming. The other turtle comes to the rescue and uses its head to push and help the struggling one roll back over. This behavior has been seen among turtles a lot of times. When one rolls over the other, one comes running to help. Chimp sweeps floor. This amazing chimp was seen sweeping the floor in his cage with a broom. It's incredible, right? According to his caretaker, the chimp learned this behavior by simply watching them sweep the floor. Apparently, she's usually the one cleaning up the enclosure, but this clever chimp decided to lend a hand. A friendly deer. This man was sitting in the woods minding his own business when this little guy decided to come up to him and give some company. What did he want in return? Just some scratches under his neck. That is all the payment needed for such nice company. And look at that cute face. Smart fish. Every time I hear about catfish, they're always doing something wild. Now in India, these slippery swimmers are taking to land and learning how to walk. Don't they have enough space in the vast ocean? Apparently not, as they venture onto land in search of grub. I don't know about you, but to me it's kind of freaky to see so many of them scurrying about. What a strange sight. Sloths. If you thought sloths were nothing but lazy critters, prepare to have your mind blown. Because it turns out they can move pretty darn fast when they want to. I mean, check out the footage of those little guys attacking those humans with lightning speed. Honestly, it's probably best to give them their space and let them do their sloth thing without disturbing them. Who knew these seemingly laid-back animals had such a surprising burst of energy in them? Weird creature in woods. While on their routine bike ride along steep tracks, a group of bikers encountered a terrifying experience that would haunt them forever. As they ventured deeper into the forest, a strange humanoid creature suddenly emerged from the side of the track and quickly started running away. The sight of the creature caused one of the bikers to lose control and fall off his bike. Shocked, the biker with the camera attempted to chase after the creature, but to his surprise, it vanished into thin air, leaving him bewildered. A friendly seal. As Vincent Vajera was enjoying a leisurely fishing trip off the coast of California, he got an unexpected visitor, a friendly seal who decided to hop aboard his kayak. Initially, Vincent was a bit startled, but he quickly realized that the seal just wanted a hug. The adorable creature snuggled up to Vincent and refused to leave, creating a heartwarming moment that was caught on camera.
Here's my new friend. He jumped aboard out at the bridge.
Despite several attempts to coax the seal back into the water, the little guy just wanted to stay and hang out with his new friends. A mermaid. Check out this crazy footage captured by some guys in Israel. They managed to catch what looks like a real-life mermaid on camera. The quality isn't great, but you can totally see the creature chilling on a rock before diving back into the water when it notices the guys creeping up. Do you think this thing was the real deal or just some kind of hoax? We want to hear your thoughts. A beluga whale's crush. If you think you're the only one crushing hard on all those Korean oppas, well, you're wrong, because it isn't just us humans, but these beluga whales too who love Korean men. This beluga whale has such a big crush on her trainer that it refuses to kiss anyone else but him. And waits all day for just him to come to her and play with her. The other two males have to be separated from her because they like her so much that she finds them annoying. A close call. This guy was out in the wilderness filming a video, just minding his own business, when all of a sudden, he sees something bolting towards him like a bat out of hell. And guess what? It's a freaking mountain lion! Yeah, you heard me right. This guy is staring down a big, wild apex predator. But you know what's even crazier? He manages to narrowly escape like a boss. This dude had a seriously close call.
No, you taste, dude.
But he lives to tell the tale, and we're all glad he made it out in one piece. Woman helps kangaroo. This little guy had his hands burnt in a forest fire and didn't know what to do. So he came to the humans for help. And lucky for him, this kind woman was there to lend a hand. It's incredible how calm and trusting the kangaroo is while the woman tends to his wounds. Bear chases snowboarder. So this girl was snowboarding as usual, but then something unexpected happened to her. She was singing a song while getting on her board, and once ready, she started riding. Suddenly, she noticed a glimpse of a bear chasing her from behind, but she didn't fully comprehend what was going on. Thankfully, the girl was quick enough to escape the bear and unknowingly saved her life. A weird creature. This weird little thing was recorded deep underwater, transforming into different shapes. The researchers, the people on the internet, in fact, every single person who saw this was shocked to his core, wondering what this creature could have been and what other superpowers it might hold. Can this be an alien? I mean, I can't help but wonder, you know? An unusual friendship. An incredible video aired on an Indian news channel featuring the most mind-blowing thing ever. A leopard visited a cow every night, and they had their own secret friendship going on while the humans snoozed. Upon investigation, it was discovered that the cow had taken care of the leopard when it was a baby, and now the leopard was not ready to let go of its caregiver. How sweet is that? A bizarre fish. So these scientists saw a super weird fish and were totally confused. But then something crazy happened. The fish suddenly shrunk its mouth down really fast, and everyone was shocked. It turns out that the fish is called a gulper eel, and it has a special kind of mouth that can puff up to eat big things. This fish is really interesting because of its cool mouth and the way it moves around. Overall, it's pretty amazing. A mouse deer. The secrets hidden in the deep forest seems endless, and we never know what we might find. Recently, a trail camera in Vietnam caught a glimpse of a rare two-tone mouse deer that scientists thought had vanished 30 years ago. It was strolling around leisurely as if it owned the place. It's amazing that some of these unique animals have managed to escape hunters and predators, giving them a chance to flourish in their natural environment. Flying snakes. Have you ever heard of flying snakes? Yeah, you heard that right. Flying snakes. A viral video making the rounds on the internet recently showed these slithering creatures taking to the skies. But don't worry, they're not flapping their wings or anything. They're actually gliding through the air. These incredible creatures, known as Chrysopelia, have the ability to contort their bodies and flatten their ribs to cover a significant distance after launching themselves into the air. It's an amazing feat that allows them to travel between trees with ease. Who knew snakes could fly? A pelican. This pelican was recorded by a man trying to eat a capybara. I mean, we know and I know that he knows that the capybara is too big for him, but no, that won't stop him from doing that. And then he is just left all embarrassed because he did not succeed. A dinosaur. Even though the video is made by an amateur and we don't know who made it, it's perfect for our list. Can you imagine that there's a pterosaur flying in the sky? We know about pterosaurs because of fossils in movies, but we can't see them anymore. But some lucky people saw one and filmed it. I'm happy we have the video. Do you think it's real or just for attention? An embarrassed gator. Most folks would bolt to the side of an alligator, but not these guys. This couple not only keeps one as a pet, but also knows how to make it blush. When the gator struggled to chomp down some grub, it got bashful and decided to give up and take a dip in the water instead. Aw, poor fella. Lazy ducks. A group of folks caught some ducks being super chill. Even when the water dragged them toward the brink, they were like, nah, whatever. Everyone was freaked out, but little did they know that these feathered friends were just messing around. As soon as they got close to the edge, they flapped their wings and flew to safety. Sneaky ducks. Crab builds its house. Check out this super cool video of a crab making its very own sand and water home. It's not every day you get to see something so unique and amazing, and it's mind-blowing to watch how the crab constructs its shelter with such accuracy and speed. By building its cozy little house, the crab can keep itself safe and hidden from any danger lurking around. Deer eating squirrel. Have you ever noticed that when people think no one is watching, they tend to do the most bizarre things? Well, apparently the same goes for deer too. Recently, I witnessed a deer chowing down on a meaty snack when it thought no humans or cameras were around to catch it in the act. This made me rethink my whole perception of deer. I used to think of them as peaceful, grass-eating creatures that kept to themselves, but now I'm not so sure. A baby dinosaur. Apparently, a baby dinosaur, or something that looks like it, was spotted running around the city on CCTV footage. It's got us all wondering, could it be possible that dinosaurs still exist? I mean, how crazy would that be? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think it's legit or just a prank? Swimming gator. Whether it's alligators or crocodiles, we've always seen them as fierce predators. But have you ever wondered what these reptiles do when they think no one's watching? Well, picture this. A gator lazily floating around in a pool, seemingly enjoying the refreshing water. It's almost like they're having a chill moment, just vibing with themselves. Seeing them like this, it's hard not to find them kinda cute, right? Red crab's migration. On Christmas Island in the Indian Ocean, a spectacular natural phenomenon takes place every year. Millions of red crabs embark on an epic journey from the forest to the coast to mate. This journey begins during the rainy season and is protected by park rangers who block off roads and construct temporary fences along the migration path. As the crabs reach the coast, they engage in a frenzied mating ritual before the females lay up to 10,000 eggs each. The island becomes a sea of red as the crabs cover the landscape, creating a breathtaking and unforgettable sight. A witch. This spooky video was recorded in Mexico in 2006. You can see a mysterious figure flying through the sky on a broomstick. Some people think it's a witch. The locals had been talking about these witches for ages, but nobody had any proof until this footage was taken. The witch's flight looks a bit shaky, so maybe she's a new witch still practicing her flying skills. The subscriber's pick. This image was taken from a video which shows some researchers doing something strange. You can see a group of people dressed in white and yellow on a deserted beach. They seem to be picking up something from the ground and putting it on a stretcher before taking it away. And of course, we can even see the tail of a creature in the video, which only points in one direction. A mermaid! How crazy is that? Adorable wolves. Wolves are always considered to be the ferocious, the dangerous, the stay-away type animals. But these wolves, I don't want to stay away from them. Looking at the way they're all cuddling and kissing each other, don't they look like the most adorable beings right here? What do you guys think? A ghost. Let's check out this clip caught on a home security camera outside a house. You can hear faint footsteps before a blurry figure appears and moves across the screen. Since the video quality is poor, it's hard to make out any details. Is it a prowler or could it be something paranormal? Upon closer inspection, the figure seems to briefly disappear when it reaches the center of the screen. This leaves us wondering if it's just a camera glitch or if there's something more sinister going on. A chupacabra. These two men kept hearing strange voices from their backyard and eventually decided to go check. But what they did not know was that they were in for a surprise. A huge monster was seen running to hide from them. But that did not stop the friends there. They had to go check, and that is when we see the terrifying face. The video ends right there, so let's just hope both of them are okay. An alien. The folks who were used to discovering fishes on the shore were taken aback when they stumbled upon a strange human-like creature that had washed upon the beach. It appeared to be a miniature version of a human, with a slimy coating all over its body and small limbs. The more they examined it, the more it mystified them, especially when they observed it breathing and slightly shifting its eerie body. What do you think it was? A creepy being. While a farmer was out with his goats and cows, he sensed that something was not okay. So he took his camera out and started checking the area. And what he found was this creepy black creature with big horns at the very edge of his property. Even though the creature did not look interested in coming near or harming the man, it was still good that he only recorded the thing and did not try to go near. An angel. This incredible video was taken in Jakarta, Indonesia on September 11, 2011. You can see a radiant winged being that looks like an angel descending from the sky and touching down on the ground before taking off again. When people saw this video, they started calling the figure the Angel of Jakarta. Some people even thought it might be a guardian angel sent down. However, there's always a chance that this might be fake. A strange woman. In 2016, a strange video surfaced online showing a woman shopping at a mall. Suddenly, an item falls behind her, and she puts it back on the shelf. Then she starts acting weirdly, as if something is controlling her. She drops her shopping and writhes on the floor, screaming loudly. Her screams even push the onlookers away. As the man in black tries to hold her down, the woman calms down, but then lets out a final scream, which makes objects in the store move and the security camera flicker. A mystery light. This video was filmed by a guy from Mexico. Some people who have watched it are saying it's one of the most clear sightings of a UFO ever caught on camera. Against a totally dark sky, you can see a weird blue circle that looks like it's morphing into different shapes. Apparently, this man had this strange thing hovering over his house for about a half an hour before it vanished. What do you think it might be? A waterbender. Have you seen this video that's been going viral lately? It's really interesting. Nobody knows where it's from, but it seems to have been filmed in Africa. In the video, a group of people are gathered around a woman standing in the water, and it looks like some sort of ritual is taking place. But then something crazy happens. All of a sudden, the water recedes super fast, and the bay is completely dry where others are standing. People freaked out and said that the shaman caused the water to shift using some kind of divine power. But nothing was ever explained by anyone. A witch. A bizarre figure dressed in white was spotted standing directly under the window of a house where the mother and her baby had been only moments before. It appeared as though the figure knew where the family was located. The incident left the woman feeling shaken and terrified, with no logical explanation for what had just happened. Some say it was a witch, while others think it was something else. Still, it remains a mystery. A levitating creature. Whether it was an extraterrestrial being or simply an optical illusion, this video is fascinating to watch. A large group of individuals gathered to witness this bizarre creature, which appeared to be levitating in mid-air while wearing wings on its arms and feet. Although it resembled a mermaid or an alien, it actually looked more like a boy. However, the reality behind the levitation was not as mysterious as it seemed. In fact, it was just a simple trick involving thin strings that helped the individual hover in the air. A UFO. A pilot was on his usual routine, flying a plane from one city to another. But what he did not know was that he was about to come across a sight he had ever imagined, a UFO. Now, for those of you thinking it was just a balloon, those don't fly forwards, they go upwards. And also, balloons do not have this kind of speed. So, nope, that wasn't a balloon. To me, it totally looks like a UFO. Bigfoot. In this video, Rick Dyer, a self-proclaimed Bigfoot tracker, claimed to have killed the elusive creature. The video shows a tense moment where the massive beast attacks the man holding the camera. Afterwards, Dyer provides a few pictures, claiming they're of the Bigfoot he killed. So do you think it was really a Bigfoot that he killed, or was he just lying straight away? A cheetah. This clip features an American tourist who got an unexpected guest on a safari in Tanzania. Well, Britton Hayes from Seattle got a special visitor in the form of a cheetah who jumped right into the back seat of his vehicle. And if that wasn't wild enough, another cheetah decided to join in on the fun. Poor Hayes was frozen with fear, praying he wouldn't become dinner for the big cats. Weird sea creatures. A few years ago, there was a video that became really popular online. It showed a strange sea creature that some people had caught and filmed. A lot of folks believe it's the real deal, and pretty creepy too. The creature looks a bit like a sea hare, but with some serious sharp teeth inside its mouth. Honestly, I don't know what it was up to, but it definitely gave me the heebie-jeebies. An open grave. While paying a visit to his loved ones in the cemetery, a guy stumbled upon something peculiar. He noticed a grave that was partially open and seemed like it was being destroyed. As he went closer, he was taken aback to see the remains of a body buried there, including a tall skeleton that was around 1.8 meters tall. But that wasn't all. There were other skulls and bones inside the grave, which hinted at some sort of witchcraft. However, nothing was ever really explained or cleared up. A mountain witch. This video features a man named Hassan, who is an explorer of witches. He voluntarily searches for witches, and in this particular video, he visits a witch mountain to find one. To his surprise, he actually spots a witch dressed in black clothes and holding a stick, which seems to be made from an animal skull. Initially, she was sitting at the cave entrance, but when she saw the YouTuber, she went inside and started mumbling some spells. Suddenly, a stone hit Hassan's face, which was a signal for him to back off as the witch didn't want to be disturbed. A clingy octopus. Imagine you're out scuba diving, and when you surface for air, you discover an octopus that won't let go of your back. In a recent video, a diver experienced this unexpected surprise and was trying everything he could to shake off the clingy cephalopod. Despite moving in different directions, the octopus wouldn't budge, and the diver started feeling uncomfortable with its sharp beak and sticky suckers. Perhaps the octopus just wanted a hug. What do you think? A ghost. As the driver was cruising down the Queensland Highway, little did he know that he was in for a surprise. As he continued driving, he spotted something unusual on the side of the road. To his shock, he and other onlookers saw a ghostly figure standing in the middle of the road. The ghost, which appeared to be a pure white child, was just a few inches above the ground. The eerie sighting quickly gained fame and was dubbed the Ghost Child by many. However, some skeptics argued that it might have been just a human baby who happened to wander in the middle of the road. A sea lion. Okay, so I've got a creepy story for you. A girl was taking a break near the harbor when out of nowhere, a sea lion popped up, grabbed her, and dragged her into the water. Her family and bystanders freaked out, but luckily, a brave dude jumped in and rescued her. It was a shocking incident because sea lions usually don't attack people without a reason. The flashlight fish. The video showcases the mesmerizing flashlight fish, which are found in the deep waters of the Pacific Ocean. These unique creatures have special light-emitting organs located beneath their eyes that give them an otherworldly appearance. The lights can be used to attract prey or communicate with other fish. The video captures the fish swimming in schools, creating an incredible visual spectacle that looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Watching these underwater titans move and glow in the dark depths of the ocean is truly a sight to behold. Flipping iceberg. These thrill seekers thought it would be a cool idea to climb a giant iceberg, but things quickly went south when a massive chunk of ice rolled over on top of them. Talk about a chilling experience. Luckily, they managed to escape with their lives, but let this be a lesson. Sometimes it's best to just stay on solid ground. Don't you guys agree? Strange lights. This video was recorded by some fishermen out on the Pacific Ocean, and it shows these really strange lights in the sky. They might be a group of lights or something, and they seem to be moving in unusual ways. Some people who had watched the video were convinced that these lights were actually UFOs, but no one had been able to provide a logical explanation for what they might actually be. It's totally a mystery till today. Millions of dead fish. Have you heard about the latest buzz in Australia's outback? Recently, a shocking video surfaced showcasing the aftermath of an unprecedented die-off of fish in a river. Due to extreme floods and hot weather, millions of fish have been left to rot in the river, resulting in a foul smell and a severe ecological crisis. However, there's some good news. Contractors have been hired to remove the rotting fish from the river. Crocodile mummies. Crocs, whether they're dead or alive, will always give people the creeps. While excavating ancient tombs, researchers stumbled upon 12 crocs buried in the soil. From a distance, they looked like they were still alive, with their textured skin appearing fresh and their teeth still intact in their jaws. It was a bit unnerving, as it seemed like they could open their jaws at any moment. The researchers were amazed when they discovered that the crocodiles had been buried for 2,500 years, yet were still in almost pristine condition. A cuttlefish. Have you heard of cuttlefish or cuttles? These little guys are actually fish found in deep parts of the ocean, and they're known to be highly toxic. But let's not focus on their dangerous side for now. Instead, let's talk about how incredibly unique and fascinating they are. Just take a look at their mesmerizing colors and reflections. It's no wonder they've been nicknamed the disco cuttlefish. And that's not all. They even have a way of hypnotizing their prey before attacking. It's truly a wonder to witness. A fire tree. We're all used to the idea that tree twigs and branches are handy for starting fires. But hold on to your hats, because this video is going to blow your mind. It shows the inside of a tree that caught on fire, and people think it was caused by a lightning bolt heating up the sappy insides, which conduct heat really well. Or if you're feeling mystical, maybe supernatural beings sparked up this awesome fire for their own bonfire. What do you think? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. An elephant. Sometimes animals can be big, frightening, and downright terrifying. But every now and then, they need a little help from us humans. Take this elephant for example. Poor thing was shot right in the head and was bleeding out. Obviously, elephants don't have a clue how to fix bullet wounds. So he approached some nearby humans, being careful not to scare them, and showed them the bullet lodged in his skull. Thankfully, the doctors acted quickly and did everything in their power to remove the bullet and treat the infection. Petting a great white. The shark saw the fisherman in the shallow water and decided to attack. But to the shark's surprise, the man did something unexpected. He petted the shark when it came out of the water, showing no fear of the shark's strong jaws. The fisherman even gently stroked the shark's side for a while before sending it back into the water. It's hard to tell if the shark enjoyed the encounter or if it was just looking for a chance to bite the man's hand. Woman on a tree. Nope, she wasn't a ghost. She was a real woman, standing on top of a fig tree and freaking everyone out with her creepy moves. People were shocked when they saw her standing on a delicate branch of the tree, dressed all in white. They called her the Spooky Lady because they couldn't understand how she was able to perform such stunts without any visible support. However, when she was rescued, it turned out that there was nothing supernatural about her behavior. Snakeheads. So there was this wild incident where a farmer found a snake's head in his backyard, and it was still alive. I mean, can you imagine that? The head was moving. It's pretty insane, but apparently snakes are different from other animals. When they lose their heads, they don't need a lot of oxygen to keep their brain going. So the head can actually survive for hours without the body. Crazy, right? Spinning dolphins. These dolphins are impressing everyone with their athletic abilities, jumping high and spinning 7 times in the air. And if that wasn't enough, they can swim at an incredible speed of 200 miles per hour and cover long distances in a day. Recently, a spy dolphin captured footage of these playful creatures having a great time off the coast. But it's not just their stunts that make them unique. They're also known for their intelligence. To avoid predators, these dolphins never fully sleep and always keep their brains partially awake. Humans in cage. Do you consider yourself brave? Would you be willing to step into a cage in the middle of a jungle where lions are roaming nearby, just to get a closer look and better look at these magnificent beasts? There's actually a tourist spot in Harrismith, South Africa, where they'll put you in an enclosure and leave you in the midst of lions. In a video, you can see an elderly couple sitting calmly inside the cage, while lions are roaming around and even sitting on top of the enclosure as visitors take pictures. The super cat. You might think of cats as grumpy creatures, but don't let that fool you. They actually care about us as much as we care about them. Just check out this clip where a cat saves a toddler's life. The baby was headed straight for the stairs, but the cat sprang into action and rushed over to prevent a nasty fall. What a brave kitty. And to make sure the baby stayed safe, the cat even sat guard at the bottom of the stairs to keep the little one from trying again. How sweet is that? An ostrich fight. Did you know that ostriches are the biggest and heaviest birds out there? Even though they're usually harmless and don't bite much, we found a video of one going berserk and attacking a man. A group of guys were just hanging out when suddenly the ostrich went after one of them. Made the bird so angry in the first place, doesn't it? A python. So let's tell you about this wild incident that went down in Thailand. One mom, Thanapum Laken, who's 42, woke up one morning to find their dead kitten in her house with bite marks all over its body. When she went to her son's room to investigate, she found a massive 10-foot python just chilling under the bed. Crazy, right? Well, she didn't waste any time and called for help, and luckily, the authorities were able to catch the python safely. Lekin thinks it's a miracle that her son wasn't sleeping in that room that night, and believes his guardian angel was watching over him. The morning glory clouds. Have you seen these amazing clouds that look like a giant snake in the sky? They're actually a rare meteorological event that only happens in certain parts of the world. This dude managed to capture them over Lake Michigan in the USA. Basically, it happens when the air is really humid in the early morning, and a cloud forms at the front of it, creating the leading edge of a cylinder. Pretty cool, right? A rat temple. Did you know that in India there's a temple dedicated entirely to rats? It's called the Karni Mata Temple, and it's situated in the city of Bikaner, right in the middle of the Thar Desert. Can you believe that over 25,000 rats call this place home? According to locals, every rat born there is believed to embody the soul of a family member, and they are considered sacred. People even drink the milk left behind by the rats after they take a sip. As much as I love dairy, I don't think I'd be able to handle that rat-infused milk. I might just turn into a hardcore vegan. The subscriber's pick. This image is taken from a video that went viral a few years back. At first, we see a car driving on a dark road, and out of nowhere, a bunch of guys dressed like Charlie Chaplin pop up. It's super eerie how they all stop and stare into the car, especially with that weird lighting in the background. And there's even a dude wearing a mask to make things even creepier. A scary shark encounter. This might be the closest close call with a white shark you'll be seeing here. The man with his friends was out diving, but seconds after he dived into the water, his friends started shouting, "Shark! Shark!" to him.
Shark! Shark!
He went under the water to see what it was, and there the white shark was swimming right beneath him. He tried swimming away as fast as he could, while continuously looking for the shark, and there it came again. This time straight towards the man, but somehow he actually made the shark turn the other way. Good thing it happened and the man came out of the water safely. Komodo dragon. The giant lizard that's basically a real-life dragon. These guys are massive. They're the largest living lizards in the world, and their venomous saliva is no joke. If they bite you, you could end up paralyzed or even dead. And let's not forget about those sharp claws and teeth. They're fierce predators that don't mess around. In fact, they've been known to attack and even kill humans who get too close. So if you ever find yourself in the presence of a Komodo dragon, just remember to keep your distance and give them the space they deserve. Otherwise, you might end up regretting it. Nile crocodile. If you ever find yourself face to face with a Nile crocodile in the wild, you better watch out. These big guys are not to be messed with. They are one of the largest crocodile species in the world and have a reputation for being quite aggressive. They've been known to attack humans and other animals without much warning. So it's best to keep your distance. Cone snail. This is a little guy that you might not expect to be dangerous. The cone snail. These colorful little snails might seem harmless, but don't let their size fool you. They pack a venomous punch that can cause paralysis and even death. I mean, talk about a small but mighty creature. So if you're ever strolling along the beach and come across a cone snail, be sure to admire it from a safe distance. After all, you never know what could be lurking beneath that pretty shell. King cobra. These guys are some of the deadliest snakes on the planet, and they can grow up to a whopping 18 feet long. That's longer than most cars, people! And let's not forget about their venom. It's no joke. If they bite you, you could end up with respiratory failure and possibly even death. So if you ever come across a king cobra in the wild, just remember to give them the space they deserve and admire them from a safe distance. After all, it's better to be alive and well than up close and personal with one of these deadly snakes. Blue-ringed octopus. This little dude may be small, but trust me, it's a ninja in disguise. Its venom is like a 1-2 punch that can knock you out and even kill you in just a matter of minutes. Those blue rings on its body may look cool, but they're actually a warning sign that says back off. If you see one of these guys while you're out swimming or diving, keep your distance and give it some space. But let's be real here. As dangerous as they may be, blue-ringed octopuses are still pretty fascinating creatures. Just don't let their small size fool you. They pack a deadly punch. Cassowary. The cassowary is usually known for its striking appearance, with its bright blue head and neck and a large bony protrusion on its head called a casque. However, these birds are also incredibly dangerous, with sharp claws on their feet that can cause serious injury or even death. Cassowaries are also known to be territorial and can become aggressive if they feel threatened. And when they do, get ready to run as fast as you can and as long as you can, because they will follow you as long as they can. Black mamba. Get ready to meet the Usain Bolt of the snake world, the black mamba. This slithery speedster is the fastest snake in the world, and with a name like Mamba, you know it's not something to mess with. So if you ever find yourself face to face with a black mamba, just remember to give them their space and back away slowly. Trust me, you don't want to challenge this sprinting serpent to a race. Mosquito. You know those pesky bugs that buzz around your ear and leave you itching and scratching all over? Yeah, those are mosquitoes, and don't let their small size fool you. These little bloodsuckers are responsible for more human deaths than any other animal on the planet. How, you ask? By transmitting deadly diseases like malaria, dengue fever, and Zika virus. Trust me, you don't want to mess with these tiny terrors. So next time you hear that high-pitched whine, grab the bug spray and protect yourself from the deadliest animal on Earth, the mosquito. Stonefish. If you thought getting a paper cut was painful, wait until you hear about the stonefish. This little fish may not look like much, but it packs a punch with its venomous spines that can cause excruciating pain, paralysis, and get this, The venom is so potent that victims have been known to beg for amputation just to stop the pain. So next time you're out snorkeling, be sure to watch where you step, or you might end up with a nasty surprise from the deadliest fish in the world, the stonefish. Brown recluse spider. This 8-legged terror is a master of disguise, blending in with its surroundings and striking when you least expect it. Its venom is like a slow-acting time bomb, silently eating away at your flesh until it's too late to stop it. And don't be fooled by their size. These tiny terrors can bring down a full-grown adult with just one bite. So watch where you step and check your shoes before putting them on, because the brown recluse could be waiting to strike at any moment. Stay safe, my friends. Great white shark. You know what's scarier than a shark in a horror movie? A real-life great white shark. These bad boys can grow up to 20 feet long and have a bite force that can crush bones. And let's not forget about their famous razor-sharp teeth. One bite from these guys can be deadly. So the next time you're swimming in the ocean, remember to keep your eyes peeled for the great white shark, the ultimate predator of the sea. Redback spider. These pesky little creatures are found all over Australia, and their bite can be a real pain. Their venom is no joke. It can make you feel like your whole body's on fire. And in some cases, it can even lead to death. That's why it's important to keep an eye out for these sneaky spiders and make sure you're not their next victim. But here's the thing. As much as we may dislike them, redback spiders are actually pretty fascinating creatures. They're part of the widow spider family, and their females are notorious for eating their male counterparts after mating. Talk about a bad breakup. Tiger shark. Check out the tiger shark, a big bad predator of the ocean. These bad boys have been known to attack humans and are one of the most dangerous sharks out there. With their razor-sharp teeth and incredible hunting abilities, they're a force to be reckoned with. If you see one in the water, it's best to give them plenty of space and let them do their thing. Cape buffalo. Africa's version of the Hulk. These big boys can weigh up to a whopping 2,000 pounds, making them one of the biggest and baddest creatures out there. And here's the thing, they're not afraid to throw down. They've been known to take on lions and even humans, and let me tell you, you don't want to mess with them. That's why they're also known as the Black Death. So if you ever find yourself face to face with one of these beasts, just remember to give them plenty of space and respect. Gila monster. This little dude might look like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but trust me, it's 100% real and 100% not to be messed with. Why? Because it's one of the only venomous lizards out there. That's right, this sneaky little guy packs a bite that can cause some serious pain and swelling. But here's where things get mysterious. Nobody really knows why it's venomous. Is it for hunting? Self-defense? Who knows? All we do know is that if you ever come across a Gila monster, it's best to give it some space. After all, you don't want to end up on the receiving end of a venomous bite from this cool but dangerous lizard. Poison dart frog. Get ready to meet the poison dart frog, the tiniest but deadliest amphibian out there. These little guys might look like they belong in a Disney movie with their bright colors, but don't be fooled by their cuteness. They're actually serving up a warning that says, "I dare you to mess with me." And you really shouldn't. You see, their skin secretes a venomous toxin that can knock you out cold faster than you can say ribbit. It's no wonder they're one of the most poisonous creatures on the planet. So if you ever come across a poison dart frog in the wild, do yourself a favor and stay far away. Trust me, you don't want to mess with these tiny but fierce frogs. Portuguese man-o'-war. This thing is like a freaky alien that was plopped in the ocean. It looks like a jellyfish, but it's actually a whole colony of different organisms working together, like some kind of underwater Voltron. But don't be fooled by its trippy colors and otherworldly appearance. Those tentacles can reach up to 165 feet long and pack a punch like Mike Tyson in his prime. Its venom can paralyze you and send you straight to Davy Jones's locker. So if you're ever out for a swim in the ocean and you see this bad boy floating around, I suggest you swim in the opposite direction. Trust me, you don't want to mess with this sea monster. Piranha. Piranhas are notorious for their sharp teeth and aggressive reputation. I mean, who hasn't seen those crazy movies where they go on a feeding frenzy and chomp through everything in sight? But the truth is, these fish are usually pretty chill, unless they feel threatened. Sure, they might look like they're straight out of a horror movie, but if you don't mess with them, they won't mess with you. That being said, it's still pretty nerve-wracking to swim in water where they live. I don't know about you, but I'll stick to the pool, thank you very much. Anaconda. This slithering serpent is one of the largest and most powerful snakes in the world, capable of crushing its prey with its deadly constriction abilities. And when I say large, I mean large. These bad boys can grow up to 30 feet long. While they mostly stick to snacking on animals like deer and capybaras, they have been known to take down humans who dare to venture into their territory. So if you ever find yourself face to face with an anaconda, be sure to give it plenty of space, unless you want to end up as its next snack. Bull shark. Move over, great white, because this creature is the real danger to humans. With its sneaky ways, the bull shark is a master of deception and can strike at any moment. Unlike other sharks, this beast prefers the shallow, freshwater areas where humans like to cool off. It lurks in the shadows, waiting for its next prey to come into view. And when it does, it strikes with a ferocity that is unmatched. So, the next time you venture into the murky waters, be on the lookout for the bull shark, for it is a creature of mystery and danger, lurking just beneath the surface, waiting for its next victim to cross its path. Saltwater crocodile. Alright folks, let's talk about one of the most rebel reptiles out there, the saltwater crocodile. This monster can grow up to a whopping 23 feet long and weigh over a ton. I mean, that's like having a car-sized croc swimming around in the water. And let's not forget those jaws. They're so strong they can literally crush bones and even metal. So if you're ever in the presence of a saltwater croc, just remember to keep your distance and give them the respect they deserve. Box jellyfish. Now let's talk about this deadliest but the prettiest creature ever. It is the box jellyfish. Now don't be fooled by its delicate and almost see-through appearance. This thing is a silent killer. Its venom is so potent that it can cause heart failure and kill you in just a few minutes. So if you're ever out there in the ocean and spot a box jellyfish, swim the other way as fast as you can. Trust me, you don't want to mess with this deadly beauty. Hammerhead shark. The hammerhead shark has a head that looks like it was flattened with a hammer. But don't let their strange appearance fool you. These sharks are top predators in the ocean. They can sense prey with incredible accuracy, and their powerful jaws make short work of their meals. While they're not known for attacking humans, it's probably best to give them a wide berth just in case. Hippopotamus. The African river holds many secrets, but perhaps the most dangerous one lurks just beneath the surface. Beware the hippopotamus, for they may appear docile, but they are anything but. With a single snap of their powerful jaws, they can shatter bones and end lives in an instant. These massive beasts are responsible for more human deaths in Africa than any other large animal. Yet they remain shrouded in mystery. How can something so seemingly gentle be so deadly? Perhaps it is their ancient lineage, tracing back to a time when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Or maybe it is simply their fierce determination to protect their territory at all costs. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain: never underestimate the deadly nature of a hippopotamus. Pufferfish. Oh, the pufferfish. This little guy might look cute and harmless, but don't let its innocent appearance fool you. This fish is the Chuck Norris of the sea. It's a total spark plug. In some countries, it's even considered a delicacy. But let me tell you, it's not for the faint of heart. See, the pufferfish has organs that are filled with toxins that can take you down faster than a shot of tequila. One wrong move and you can end up paralyzed, or even worse, dead. So if you're ever offered a bite of a pufferfish, make sure it's been prepared by a trained professional. Trust me, your life is worth more than a fancy meal. Blacktip reef shark. Blacktip reef shark. Don't let their size fool you. These little guys are tough cookies. They may be small, but they are sneaky predators that can attack humans, especially if you're hanging out in shallow waters. So if you're planning on going for a swim or a paddle in the ocean, keep your eyes peeled for these little guys. They might look harmless, but they have a reputation for being quite the troublemakers. But don't let that scare you too much. As long as you're aware of your surroundings and keep a safe distance from these sharks, you should be just fine. And who knows, you might even get lucky and catch a glimpse of one of these incredible creatures in its natural habitat. Australian funnel web spider. If you're planning a trip to the land down under, beware of the Australian funnel-web spider. This arachnid is a real killer. With venom so potent, it can send you to the great beyond in just a matter of hours. And don't be fooled by its small size and cute little things. This spider packs a punch that will leave you gasping for air. So keep your eyes peeled and your spider sense tingling, because one wrong move and you could be in serious trouble. American crocodile. This is the American crocodile, a true titan of the reptilian world. The elusive creature can be found lurking in the shadows of both North and South America, patiently waiting for its prey to cross its path. With a set of jaws that could crush a steel beam like a toothpick, this beast is not to be trifled with. But there's something mysterious about this creature, something that draws us in and leaves us in awe. Perhaps it's the way it moves so gracefully through the water, or the way it can disappear in an instant, leaving no trace behind. Whatever it is, one thing is for sure. If you ever find yourself face to face with an American crocodile, you'll be in for one heck of a ride. Sydney funnel-web spider. Did you know that the Sydney funnel-web spider is basically the Australian funnel-web spider's BFF? And let me tell you, their venom is no joke. It can knock you out faster than a kangaroo bouncing on a trampoline. Plus, if you get bitten by one of these creepy crawlies, you could end up with respiratory failure or even die. So make sure you steer clear of these 8-legged critters if you happen to come across them. Safety first, folks. Elephants. The gentle giants that can turn into raging beasts. Now, I know we all love these intelligent and majestic creatures, but let's not forget they're also one of the biggest and most powerful animals on land. And when they feel threatened, they're not afraid to throw down. They've been known to attack and even kill humans who got too close to their turf. So if you're ever in the presence of an elephant, be sure to give them their space and show them the respect they deserve. Trust me, it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to these big guys. Inland taipan. If you're not a fan of snakes, then you better steer clear of the inland taipan, mate. This snake is not to be messed with, as it's considered the most venomous snake in the world. Its venom is so deadly that it can cause multiple organ failure and can kill a human in less than an hour. Talk about fierce. Despite its fearsome reputation, the inland taipan is actually a pretty fascinating creature. It has an incredible sense of smell and can detect prey from miles away. Plus, its venom is being studied for its potential to help treat certain medical conditions. Who knew this lethal creature could have a softer side? The subscriber's pick. This image shows a huge predator of the world of water, with its weird horrifying mask and tentacles showing. We also see a boat nearby comparing, which we can see how big the size of the creature is. But well, no matter how creepy this may look, it's not real. Instead, it is an image created through Photoshop. Still, with the ocean being only 3% discovered, who knows? Maybe this actually might be real too. What do you guys think about it? Black caiman. This crocodile is like the Hulk of the animal kingdom. It's one tough customer. And let me tell you, if you ever find yourself in its neck of the woods, you better watch your back. This bad boy has been known to attack humans, so you don't want to mess with it. I mean, just imagine coming face to face with a creature that's built like a tank, has jaws that could crush a car, and is just itching for a fight. Yeah, I think I'll pass on that one. So if you're planning a trip to South America, make sure you steer clear of this feisty dude's territory. Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for getting updates related to our latest videos.